Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are going to be taking a flight from KJax down to Muha, that is Jacksonville, Florida, down to Havana, Cuba, which I believe is Havana. Actually, let's see. Let me double check. That is... Yes, it is Cuba for sure. I know that. I just wanted to make sure I got the city correct on that airport. I've actually never flown down to Cuba. Okay, so San Jose, or no, not San Jose Marti International, Muha. That's in Cuba. So yeah, KJax to Muha. It is about an hour flight in the Cessna Citation Longitude, which is what we're flying today. This is my favorite jet to fly. This thing is amazing. It's a beautiful plane. It handles very well, and is a lot of fun to fly. So I went with the blue livery today, and let's go ahead and hop on in to the inside here. Of course, we've got all of the modern day avionics controls and everything. So yeah, beautiful flight. I just spent a little bit of time getting my flight plan together, as well as making sure all of my controls and everything are working, and all of that. I got the yokes disappeared at the moment. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So we're going to go ahead and get our start, or our cockpit start up here. So we're going to go battery switches on. Now, battery switches. It's been a while since I've, been doing any of this. So we're going to go external power. And then battery switches on. Gen switch. That's the APU gen. Right gen. Okay, those were already on for some reason. And then standby power should be on, honestly. Yeah. So it's been a while since I've started up this plane before. So okay, we're gonna go APU. So APU is gonna go to start, and we're gonna watch the APU RPM right here is gonna climb, and we're looking at we're looking for 98 to 100% stable. There we go, RPM 100%, and it is indeed stable. We're gonna go ahead and go APU generator was already on, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that that wasn't right when I initially got going here. So the APU is on, so we can go ahead and kill the external power. Next, we need to put our flight plan in, and that is going to be down here on this bad boy. Alright, so if we go to flight plan, add origin, and we're going to be going from KJax, and we will select runway. We're going to be taking off runway 8. So our destination is going to be Muha. M-U-H-A. Jose Marti International. There. We'll go to our procedures. Our departure procedure is going to be the Xbox 2 to Xbox from runway 8. Okay, so in between we have a couple of waypoints that we need to punch in here. We're gonna go to... So we need to go actually... Here's the issue with what I was running into with planning this flight. Okay, see now it's all funky. Okay, so let's try this again. I'm gonna do this a different way. We're gonna go runway 8 as normal there. And then we are going to depart out to Soggy, Xbox. Next one is going to be OMN, which is Ormond Beach. Duplicates found. Let's enter Ormond Beach. It's obviously going to be this one. Alright, next waypoint. We're going to Mallet. Our next one is going to be eBay. Then we're going to go to Liney. Tunzel is next. After that's going to be Lulls. We're going to Maxim next. Then our next waypoint is going to be Kanoa. And we do have doubles of this. It's going to be Southeast US. And then we're going to Entry, which is where our Entry 4 is supposed to be. Duplicates found. Cuba is the one that we're going for. And then our en route waypoint here is going to be HA. Where are my numbers? 407. And then we're going to Wolf's. Duplicates found there. We're going to Cuba. And then HA402 is our final one. 402. Alright, we are set. I think we're good on all of this. We have Soggy in here still, and then Xbox again. So let's go ahead and remove Soggy. Alright, now we should be good. And if we have to, we could always go direct to sort some stuff out. Okay, it's been so long since I've actually done anything with this plane. Alright, so we got our weather radar up, just in case we get any funky donkey. Now, over here, our nav source is going to be FMS. We are climbing all the way up to 34,000 feet. Flight level 340. And we're just going to climb straight out. And our vertical speed, we're going to climb out at 2,500 feet a minute. And we're going to go ahead and enable our nav source. And then all we have to do is hit our autopilot. I think we are good. We're going to go ahead and turn on our anti-collision wing lights, passenger safety, seat belts, and our recog lights. Go ahead and arm the emergency lights. Alright, next up we're going to make sure our throttle is on idle. It is indeed. Alright, we're ready for engine start. So we're going to go right engine run, which is going to be down here. Go to run, close that case, go ahead and start this bad boy up. We're going to watch our instruments here. N2 and N1 are climbing. Beautiful. There it is. Alright, engine is stable. Then we're going to do the same thing for left engine. Start. Got N2 climbing. As soon as we get some N1 here. There we go. N1 is climbing. Jump outside. Second engine is starting. Beautiful. Engines are stable. And now we're going to go ahead and turn on the rest of our lights here. Go taxi. We don't need pulse. We'll go ahead and turn our logo lights on. We'll take care of landing and pulse once we're up in the air. Or once we're heading out to the runway. Alright, and that's it. So now all we need to worry about is going to be our flaps, our trim, our landing lights on the run up. And where is my trim? Yeah, here we go. We're gonna go trim to take off. Alright, what do you say we put this thing up in the air? We are ready to go. Let's go ahead and release parking brake. Give it a little bit of throttle here. We'll take Bravo, Echo Bravo. Well, these brakes are touchy. So yeah, I had to make sure I had everything set up, and hopefully ACARS recognizes this flight because I forgot to activate it before startup. But that's okay. Brakes were still set and everything. Okay, we need to get out of Jacksonville because it's starting to get a little bit lagalicious here. There's another plane taking off. There it goes. Okay, so let's slow it down just a smidge. We'll go flaps 1. Trim is set. Okay, so there's one last thing that I want to check here before we take off, and I want to make sure our reverse thrusters are working correctly with my controls. That way we have them for landing. So go ahead and stop here. Go ahead and drop throttle. Let's set the brake here. Now, if I hit my reverse thrust, yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Reverse thrust is working correctly. Fantastic. All right, let's get out of here. We're gonna go ahead and get our landing lights on. Taxi off. I don't know why my recog lights went off. Should have left our taxi on, actually. Then we can turn off our taxi right here. That's okay. Let's try to get centered up here with the runway. And here we go. Airspeed's alive, 80 knots, and rotate. Got positive rate. The flaps up, landing gear. We are climbing way too aggressive. Okay, we just need to get back in line with our GPS here. Okay, autopilot should take over. Where? Let's back the throttle off because for some reason auto throttle is not kicking in. Yep, there we go. Speed is now in. A little bit of a rough takeoff. It's been a while since I've flown this plane. All right, so let's hop out, take a little look. Beautiful plane. Absolutely love this thing. Let's go back in, make sure all of our instruments are doing what they're supposed to do. Go ahead and go landing lights off. We'll turn our pulse on. Just until we get up over flight level. You can see the coast of Florida off to the side here. Absolutely love it. Love it. Can never get enough of it. Actually, I think we are going to be flying pretty close to Northeast Florida. Yeah, we might be able to see it. We're going to be flying pretty close to St. Augustine. I think we might get a little bit too high up to be able to see the fort. But I think that actually right there is the runway. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Got another plane up here. Don't think it's going to be any factor. I do have live traffic, live weather, live time, and online players and all that enabled. So real quick, let's actually take a little look at our nav map here. So, this is our flight plan. KJAX right up here. Then we're coming down to, we're actually going direct to Xbox instead of Soggy. Then we're going to be following the coast. Down, and our top of climb is actually way down here. So we are climbing pretty aggressive here. We are up over 2,000 or 18,000 feet. So we can click that and go to standard baro, and our pulse lights can go off. We can turn our recog on. There's our auto throttle buttons. That's right, I forgot they were right there. This is your toga, and then this is your auto throttle. Now toga, I don't really use toga, I just full throttle it. We're kind of doing like a weird flight plan. It's not like fully legitimate. So, yeah, and I just realized you can't see any of that because I have the map up. Anyways, so we're gonna go down to Ormond, top of climb, down to eBay, and then we're gonna fly over Okeechobee, down through the Everglades to the Keys. Then our top of descent's going to be down here. And we're going to land into Jose Marti. So yeah, that is flight plan for today. Climbing up, we are over 2,000 feet. So, you know, we could probably start bumping our speed up. Let's send it on up to 280. We should have plenty of fuel for this flight. Running light, we don't have any passengers, no, nothing like that. simulated into it. And here we are making our turn at Xbox. Gonna be heading towards Ormond Beach. So down here you can see we're going from Xbox to Ormond Beach right there. Then we'll go to Mallet, eBay, and all of that. And once we get down here, I might get the approach procedure in. I might have to delete back to Kanoa. Alright, so I went ahead and just removed back here to Maxim Kanoa. So let's see, if we were to go into procedures, we go into our arrivals, go into here, and we go entry 4, Kanoa transition. I believe we could just leave that in there. I'd have to do it every time. Okay, so our approach. Alright, we'll wait until we get closer for that. But we should be good to go on the flight plan now. As far as our weather, we are looking good. Speed, we're at 280. And we are getting there to our top of climb. Typically these things fly at about 41,000-ish feet. But today I decided to stay down at 34,000. Just to kind of get some scenery as we go. Now I'm not going to be showing this entire flight, and this intro and takeoff and everything is probably super long, so I'll probably condense it down as much as I can. Just cut out a lot of the blank spots and, you know, repetitive, redundant stuff, and try to make this as good as I possibly can. Obviously, I don't want these videos to be super long. 1,000 to go to our top of climb. Was that little alarm that you just heard? So let's see where our speed ends up when we get to our top of climb here. We should be sitting at 280. And we could honestly switch over to Mach. And I believe Mach 8.2 is maximum speed. Or Mach 0.82, rather. Mach 0.82, yeah. Alright, we are at 34,000 feet, and Mach 0.82, which is 285 knots, roughly around there. We just got to be careful not to overspeed. You can see how close we're getting to our limits. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, turn left to... I like how it shows that right there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Notice it was showing that in the Cirrus as well. The Cirrus SR2. Yeah, we are flying right along. And Daytona's going to be right below us, actually, somewhere. Actually, right there, I believe, is Daytona. Can we zoom in enough to see the International Speedway? I don't see it. It's probably just not rendering in well. Unless that's it right there, because I know it's like right by the airport, kind of close to it. Unless we're looking at the wrong one. I don't know. We'll go back in the plane. And yeah, we're at our top climb, and we have reached our max speed. And from here, it's just a little cruise. So not really much to see or do from this point. So I'll go ahead and jump to our top of descent and see you here in a little bit. Alright, we are coming up to our top of descent right here at Maxim. And we're going to go ahead and get ready for going down here. I've already got my altitude selected. We're going to go with vertical speed. And we're going to take... Yeah, here we go. Take this down. Oh, God. I hate when it does that. 2,000 feet a minute. We need to get down to 26, flight level 263, 26,300 by Kanoa. I've already got our arrival and approach entered into the system. I've already got my ATIS. 3027 is what our baro is going to read. You can see Cuba off in the distance there. Alright, now we're looking good. We're coming up to Kanoa. Okay, now we need to get down to 10,000 next, so we'll go ahead and bring this on down to 10,000. Just going to go straight down to 10,000. Alright, there we go. We're going to VS this down. It says 2,000, but I'm going to go 2,500 just to expedite just a little bit here. As soon as we get down to 18,000, we're going to need to switch this over to 3027. Alright, we are on our way to entry 4 for runway 6. Getting there. So we are 42 nautical miles from entry. Cuba's starting to come in to view. Got some nice little mountain ranges here. Very nice. Alright, we need to switch our baro. There we go. Click that. Why is it giving me 30414? We need 27. I've already checked the ATIS on this. I mean, it could have changed, but we'll go 3027. Once we get to entry, we can activate our approach, which I think is what we're supposed to do. I don't know. It's all still new to me with a lot of this, working with this stuff down here. I typically just plan it out in the main menu, or I'm flying VOR to VOR or VFR flights. Rarely do ILS or IFR flights. Coming down to 10,000 feet. There we go, 10,000 feet. So we're actually going to go ahead and switch on our landing. So on startup, I did realize that I forgot to do a couple of things, like turn off the APU and stuff. So I have an actual checklist, like a legitimate checklist for the Citation Longitude somewhere. I couldn't find it before this flight, so I just kind of went roughly off of memory. So we need to get down to 2,000 feet next. I'm going to go ahead and get this down to 2,000. Alright, entry should be clearing here in just a second. And we're going to go ahead and VS this down. Oh god, that's too fast. It's saying like 2,000 right there, but I just want to make sure we're down. Airport should be somewhere up in here. It's a little foggy. Hopefully we can break through that fog layer. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this and activate approach. We got 16 nautical miles to Walsh. Alright, so our glide slope is going to come up right here. I think we might be coming down a little too steep. Maybe go ahead and turn on approach mode. And we're speeding a little bit here, so let's back this down to like 220. We'll give it a little speed brake to help it out. Still don't see the runway. So I think it's going to be out here somewhere, so our pillar's in the way. Alright, looks like we are on target here. Looks like we caught the glide slope. I still cannot see the runway. We're going to slow this down. 180. Give it some speed brake. Go ahead and go landing gear. There's the runway right ahead. Flaps. Disable auto throttle. Autopilot off. We're going to land this in. Go ahead and go full flaps. Coming in a little bit too fast.
100. 50.
'And there we go, reverse thrust. Not the best landing, but I'll take it. Flaps up. And we go ahead and turn our flight director and approach off. So we're going to go ahead and get our APU fired up here and exit the runway here. Got taxi lights on. Landing lights off. And gen off on APU. Yes, I know. Alright, gen is on. Alright, so let's figure out where we are parking here. Which looks like we need to turn around. Actually, we can keep going up here. Definitely wasn't the prettiest landing, but I think we'll take it. Yeah, I think this over here looks like a good spot just to park it. Okay. Here we go. Parking brake is set. APU is on. Alright, from this point, we're going to go ahead and stop the right engine, stop the left engine. There we go, they're coming down. Beautiful. Alright, let's head back into the plane here and finish cleaning it up. Got all this done. Everything is done. Flaps are up. Throttle's idle. And then we can go APU gen off. APU off. Go generators off. Standby power. Batteries 1 and 2. And you can hear the APU shutting off. Alright, that is going to do it for this flight. We are now in Cuba at Jose Marti International. And that's going to conclude the beginning of this new tour of the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. So, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you stick around for another flight, and I will see you then.